based on the truth, not just did.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Janet. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys what I eat in a day as a vegetarian, and I'm gonna take you guys through all of my meals for the day, starting from breakfast all the way to dessert. And when I tell you guys, these meals are not only nutritional, but they're delicious too. Tens across the board. These meals hit. So I am really excited to share this video with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe down below so that you can join the family, never miss the upload, and all the good things. So without further ado, let's hop into today's video because I am so excited. So let's pop it off with breakfast. So I'm gonna be doing a chia seed pudding today. I like to start off with 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. I like to make my chia seed pudding the night before because it gives it enough time to get well immersed and the consistency that I like. To my chia seeds, I like to go in with some unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and I use a cup of that. And then I also use a tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Today, coconut was my flavor of choice. And then I also add a little bit of agave just to add some sweetness to it. And once that is all added, I like to go in and whisk it really well to make sure that all the chia seeds are coated with the almond milk and the Greek yogurt. And then I do a taste test to make sure that I like how it tastes before I put it in the fridge overnight, usually 8 hours, 8 to 10, depending on how long I want to keep it in there. So this is the consistency that I prefer my pudding to be. If you want it to be more liquidy, you can definitely add more almond milk to it. If you want it to be thicker, you can definitely add less almond milk to it, but this consistency is perfect to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to a bowl and then move on to adding my toppings. This is my trifecta here. Favorite toppings ever for chia seed pudding, and it's blueberries, coconut flakes, and some granola. I just feel like all of the textures marry together very well, and that is my breakfast for today. Moving on to lunch, I'm gonna make a Buddha bowl. This is one of my favorite lunches to have. So I'm gonna start off with chopping up a sweet potato, and then I'm gonna move on to chopping up 1 head of broccoli. And then I'm going to grab some extra firm tofu. My preference is the firmer the better, but to each its own. But to remove that excess water, I just squeeze that out with a paper towel. And then I just cut that up into some cubes. And now I'm gonna season the tofu separately. So I'm using some adobo, some garlic powder, some onion powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, some Creole seasoning or Tony's, and some parsley. And then I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil just so that that can get well distributed amongst the tofu. And then to a large sheet pan, I'm gonna spray some canola oil, and I'm gonna add my sweet potatoes as well as my broccoli and then my tofu to the pan. And then I'm gonna season my tofu and sweet potatoes just so that those can also get a little bit of love. So I use pretty much the same seasonings, a little adobo, garlic, onion powder, Creole seasoning, and I mix that well in, and then I bake that for usually 20 to 25 minutes. And then to plate the Buddha bowl, I like to use kale as my super green, and then I add all of the toppings as well as some avocado, some green goddess dressing, and voila, lunch is served. And you can't have lunch without a bev. My bev of choice today was a poppy, one of my favorite flavors, the strawberry lemonade. Moving on to our snack, we're gonna keep it very simple. We're just gonna go in with a bowl of Boom Chicka Pop popcorn to hold us over until dinner. For dinner, I'm making one of my favorite meals, vegetarian chili. And to do that, I'm going to start off with chopping up half of a red onion, as well as chopping up a whole green bell pepper. And for a little bit of spice, I'm going to add in a jalapeno as well. So once that's all chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and warm my pot up so that we can get this chili nice and ready. So to my pot, I'm going to add some olive oil, and then once that's heated up, I'm going to go ahead and add those veggies that I chopped up. And for my protein, I'm going to use some Impossible ground beef, and I'm going to add some adobo, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some chili powder, and then some parsley. So I like to let that cook through evenly with all of these spices, and then I'm going to go in with some tomato paste, probably about a tablespoon or so of tomato paste, and mix that in so it can get well immersed with the Impossible ground beef. And my little secret trick is I like to add liquid smoke to my chili. It just adds this aroma and feel to the chili. I can't really explain it, but it just adds something to it that I feel like I can't make my chili without it. And you can't have chili without beans. So I like to use light and dark red kidney beans to add to my chili. So I make sure that I rinse those really well before I move on and add that to the chili. It doesn't take long for the beans to cook, so I'm gonna go in and add my vegetable broth so everything can start to marry together and start to really get that chili consistency going. The last thing I like to do is add a little bit of a chili mix seasoning just so that I can get that consistency and a little bit more of that chili flavor. And after about 20 minutes or so on low, this is the consistency that I prefer my chili to be. And now we plate and add our toppings. So this is up to your own discretion on what toppings you like to use, but I just love a little bit of cheese and jalapenos, and that gets the job done for me. And of course, we can't have dinner without a bev. So my bev of choice for dinner is a poppy, surprise, surprise. And I'm gonna do the ginger lime flavor. Lastly, moving on to dessert. This is a really simple dessert. I'm gonna go in with some dark chocolate half-coated rice cakes from Trader Joe's. And I'm gonna top those with some almond butter. And then some coconut flakes for a little bit of sweetness. And that is the final dessert. Really simple, really healthy. And that concludes my what I eat in a day video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you try out any of the meals that I made in the video, please let me know your thoughts down below. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support, and I will see you in my next video. As always, peace and love. Mwah.